G'day guys, so my most requested video has been to do a full tutorial on the expedition boat, which I showcased in another video. And make sure you watch this video right to the end, as I have a cool thing for you to try and do, with a prize attached. So here it is. Centre the build by grabbing the rudder with a pillar, look up to place it down, get rid of the mast, and now we're going to sink the foundation. We've covered all this before, but I will build the boat in its entirety. So Expedition Boat was my first boat that I ever built, and it's still the first boat that I build when I get into a server. It just hits that sweet spot where it's large enough to fit everything in, but it doesn't use up so many parts in its construction that you can actually afford to put everything into it, as it's well below the 88 block limit. And it looks pretty good as well. I wouldn't be seen driving around in a square box, as practical as that is. So the foundation is nearly lowered, just placing a foundation next to a foundation with a pillar to lower it down each step. Keeping it down low makes it look better, improves your visibility over the top, and also protects the bottom. Okay, so the foundation's sunk down to the level of the raft, so now we can place the 9 foundations that the raft will hold. And extend the back by 1 row. So place 3 thatched ceilings on the back and 1 on the front centre. And now you can snap some stone foundation underneath those ceilings. And now you can delete those ceilings, whereby the foundations will remain. And that's it, you'll have your foundation set. Now you can place 2 ramps on the back. And start with the angled walls at the front. You want to make sure the angled walls are down before the angled ceiling, or it'll be obstructed. Now things get a bit trickier. Walls don't snap down the centre line of foundations. They snap along its edge. So the 2 adjacent foundations will have different snap points. So you've got to find the snap point of that centre line foundation. If it snaps to the foundation next to it, you'll end up with a gap along the wall. And remember that you can press Y button to flip the wall around so it knows which way's inside and which way's outside. So once you have all the walls lined up right, you can start placing the ceiling. Sorry for going through absolutely everything here, but this video is meant to be more informative than it is entertaining. Now 2 windows back along each side. Finishing at the back with a wall. And 2 door frames at the back. You'll appreciate having 2 doors if you have more than 1 person in your tribe. And now you can fill the rest of the ceiling in. And now place a ladder so you can access it. And now you can place a door frame at the front, making sure it's snapping to the second flat ceiling back. Otherwise you'll end up with a gap at the front. Now when you're building more complex 2 stories, you want to fill the complete ceiling on the first story in first. This will allow you to build with no gaps. As you are going to want to snap it onto that centerline ceiling. Here I'll just show you how to do it wrong. See, it's snapping to the outside ceiling, so there's going to be a gap in the front. If the wood panels on the walls are facing outward, on Xbox press Y button and it'll flip it around. And now no gaps. A ceiling on top. 2 more straight walls. Remembering to check for gaps each time. Now 2 angled walls at the back. These can be tricky. You just need to find the correct angle to approach it from to get the correct snap. This one was being a real pain. And now fill in the remaining of the ceiling. Now you have to delete the 2 ceilings in the centre to join the 2 stories up. And you will have completed the body of Expedition Boat. Now you just got to slap in all the windows and doors. And add a couple of wings on the side for the plants. Placing them underneath them second windows. Slap down some large crop plots on them, but planting plants should be the last thing you do. Now you're up to outfitting it, so I always slap a smithy right at the back, storage chest up the front, preserving bins just behind the ladder, mortar and pestles on the left side, just in front of the forge, fireplace and a bed in the front protrusion, and a cooking pot. So that's good enough for now. Only one thing left to place, and that's a turret on the top, be it a catapult or a ballista. You want to place a thatched ceiling to the right hand side of it first, just so you can stand on so you can centre it. That way it'll naturally be facing forward. It is a bit of a pain in the arse to line up. So that's pretty good. And delete that thatched ceiling. One of the problems with placing a turret is you now have to duck under it, as the collision box of the turret extends below the ceiling. It is a real pain in the arse that should be fixed. Now plant your plants. Now that you can access them through the window, you'll grow to appreciate that, being able to switch between settings, be it attacking other dinosaurs or just people, or shutting them down, without having to exit the boat. Okay, that's finished, guys. Let's see how many blocks we have left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 blocks left over. You want to keep 2 spare for when the plants grow, so if something gets damaged you can replace it without having to kill off the plants. So in effect we have 3 blocks spare. You can add some cosmetic things, say a rail around the turret. Or better, keep them spare for adding attachments to your boat, as you need them. For example, you can add a spiked protrusion on the front for attacking other boats by jamming it through them and probing them. This would have been really handy a couple of days ago when I got caught out by myself on a boat, chasing another boat, which attacked me then tried to flee. So here's an endgame expedition boat, fully outfitted with top of the range gear, auto turrets, metal frame, and a rocket turret on top. So for a small boat you can actually put a lot on it. An industrial grill, a smithy, storage boxes, generator, refrigerator, air conditioner, and a fabricator. So what more do you need? If you're in the end game, you're bored and you have nothing left to do. Anyway guys, I do have a task for you with a real prize. So I've hidden an expedition boat. The coordinates are 4784. On official Xbox server, the center map, US 650. Your task, if you choose to accept it, is to find this boat, access the secret compartment underneath with the access code 3030, take one of the notes and write your Xbox gamertag on it, and return it to the box. And let me know in the YouTube comments below if you've done this. The first person to do that will win a t-shirt. Okay, so the t-shirt's obviously for my other channel at FPS Outback. Now, to prove that you're the first one there will be a first note in the box, and you'll have to repeat that in the YouTube comments below. You may destroy that note after you've read it, but you may want to write it down first. Anyway, here's something interesting that I found on the 650 server. One of the tribes has actually started to make an expedition boat. They've obviously seen my other video, but in this one they've tried to add rail right around the outside, although they'll quickly run out of pieces if they try that. And yes, the back end's the same as well. And this is the same tribe that destroyed my carrier boat, which I was making for you to find as well, so you can thank them for that. If you happen to find any other expedition boats built on any other servers, let me know in the comments below. Anyway guys, that's it. So try and seek out that boat while it's still there. I can't promise how long it'll last. After posting this video, I'll probably be blown up the next day. But best of luck to those that try.